All right, folks, how you doing? Welcome back. So I finally went and done it. I've got my new laptop, an Acer Aspire 16 AI. I had an Acer laptop before. Thought it was very, very good. I'm still going to hang on to my old laptop because I've still got one or two presentations to finish. I'm still working on Damascus and Cirencester and Nebuchadnezzar and the Jews, both chapters from The Great Deception. Those presentations are not yet finished, and I need to do it on the old laptop because for some reason when you try to format it on the new laptop, it doesn't look right. I don't know. I was never a technical wizard. It's LibreOffice I'm using on the Acer and on the Lenovo, and well, technology is a mystery. It's also a pain in the fucking arse, I'll tell you. I've got this new microphone as well. It's a Yeti, I think. Costs just over 100 quid. But, I want the presentation to be crisp and clean. And I'm going to start with Tribe of Judah, but I'm also going to redo the Mars Mystery at some point because looking back on it, I don't know, I'm not really satisfied with my first effort. And a lot of the presentations that I'm going to put on the auxiliary channels are updated versions of presentations that I did on the primary channel, and I've just improved them or edited them or tweaked them a little bit, made them shorter in some places, made them more precise and concise. Like any kind of author or creator or artist, sometimes you look at your original work and all you can see is how that could have been better. You just look at it and you kind of die a little bit on the inside, like, man, that could have been so much better. I could have did this, I could have did that. But I suppose that's why authors bring out second editions and revised editions and all this kind of thing. I mean, I'm not an author. I'm just doing presentations on YouTube, so I'm trying not to get overly pretentious, based on other authors who I like and admire, whose work I find very, very valuable, including Michael Tazarian. I tried to reach out to him to get him to do a discussion, I suppose, with me about the Emperor Constantine, but that's a man who holds a grudge, I'll tell you. It wasn't even him that I fell out with, it was David Whitehead. I never directly fell out with Michael Tazarian. But I don't know, I never particularly liked him. I don't think he ever really liked me, but I don't have to like him. I don't have to marry the man to find value in his work. I don't even have to be friends with him. God knows I've worked with people that I didn't like before on numerous occasions because my ego and my preferences don't matter that much. It's the work that matters. In life, you do sometimes have to swallow your pride and cooperate with people who you think are, well, arseholes, quite frankly. I'm not saying that I think Michael Tazarian's an arsehole, but I think he thinks I'm an arsehole. And they might be right. I don't know. But I'll still use a lot of Michael's work in the presentations. You're going to find that when I start recording and uploading these. A lot of presentations are based on Irish origins of civilization, and I could have used even more of it. And I also did a number of presentations on alien visitation and genetic manipulation. One thing I've found about all these authors, none of them had very good editors. I mean, David Icke cannot spell to save his life. Half the time when I'm trying to pull up images to put in presentations based on his works, aside from pulling up suitable images, I'm damn near pulling my hair out because the man cannot fucking spell. You try and type in these terms that he's written in The Biggest Secret or Children of the Matrix, and it's completely different spelling. And it's just like, someday, you know, somebody send him an email and tell him to install Grammarly on his computer, you know. But all these authors have flaws. I mean, Beaumont can be hard to follow. Hirschman and Yates made certain mistakes here and there, usually pretty trivial ones. They're exclusive to Tribe of Judah, but certainly a very vital source. Conor McDarry, trying to read through his stuff, it's so amateurish the way that it's laid out. And maybe this is because I taught for years, I taught people how to write and structure paragraphs and write essays, and I've been on both sides of academia. I've written dissertations and I've read them. And when you come from an academic background and you look at some of these authors like Beaumont, Michael actually is the one that I would praise the most in that regard. His stuff is actually pretty well put together, and Graham Hancock's stuff is quite easy to follow. But so many of these authors, you look at them and you think, who fucking edited this? Did anyone edit this? Particularly with one of my favorite authors, Steve Preston. Maybe I'm just being a bit of I'm being a bit pernickety here, but you do look at some of these books and you think they really could have used a good editor. I don't know who the hell edited this, but nevertheless, like I say, I'm maybe just being a bit fastidious, but a lot of it is to do with presentation. Also, titles like Irish Origins of Civilization. Okay, that's like a headline grabber, That's a good title. And then you got Alien Visitation and Genetic Manipulation, and you think, it's too long. You need to keep it short and concise. I think in another life I could have been a very good editor. But anyway, a lot of that actually is what I'm doing in the presentations. I'm taking other people's work and editing it in a way to make it more digestible, to make it palatable for the audience. And I never go beyond 10 slides, except in rare cases. But I generally make that a hard and fast rule, not to go past 10 slides, because you need to make it something that the audience can take in. You don't want to go too long. Anyway, thank you for watching.